mean, A&M's now, they had a good year, certainly made the tournament, had success. It's a tough league, so whoever gets in it's going to have their hands full. Every night's going to be brutal, but we know with it's going to come, accoutrements and money and all kinds of different things that comes with jobs in the SEC. To what is A&M from a job perspective, and where should they be looking?
Oil money at Texas A&M is something different.
It's real.
Remember they bought out Jimbo Fisher so many years ago for just like
Mm-hmm.
insane dollars. Don't be shocked if they look to Lubbock and just gave it a swing with Grant McCasland. Don't be shocked if they just looked that direction and gave it to swing.
Yeah.
I don't know really where they go. I thought Buzz did a nice job. It needs to be somebody that can get it done quick. And are you going for somebody that you feel can be there for 20 years? Or are you going for somebody that's trying to fix it quick, fast, and in a hurry? In my opinion, Texas A&M has been kind of that quick, fast, and in a hurry model. So look for them to take some big swings because money talks. As you've said, money talks, and they have it. I can assure you.
They have it. I'm just curious, Mike, how much they want to spend on basketball. I'm curious how committed they'll be on it.
That's the question. It's a football school, and I think McCasland for sure. I think there has to be a call there. His buyout's nutty, but I still think you have to make a call. I know his name gets thrown around a ton, but are they not making a call to Chris Beard? I mean, that feels like I know he's mentioned. It feels like on every opening, but this is one. Yeah, but and the other one that I look at too is, I mean, I believe the AD came from Nebraska, and say what you want about Fred Hoiberg, but that Nebraska program was in the shitter for a while. And he helped kind of build that thing up. So I don't know what that relationship looks like. I mean, he obviously had a lot of success at Iowa State as well. I don't think they go for it, but to me, Beard and McCasland are the two calls. And then if you want to dip into the mid-major level, I mean, Alan Huss. I mean, I'm not sure there's much there that would make sense at Texas A&M. I think it's got to be a few of those guys that we mentioned. You want to host, Tio?
I think we're going to have to host. No, I think you look at some of those guys. Alan Huss, he has some of those ties. You know, he was at Creighton. He was at some of those other places. Does that make sense? Are you willing to throw that much money out at a guy who has not proven himself at that level? That's not been their MO per se. Look the bottom half of some of these Power Four leagues and see some of these guys that have had sporadic success. I think that's a direction they would consider, and that's something that they've had, somewhat success with.
Texas A&M having to look for a new coach. It'll be interesting. I would be really curious if Grant McCasland does just get a Brinks truck backed up to his backyard and they just say, come on, what's it going to take? Yeah. And if he says no, just dump a little more. And if he says no, just dump a little more and dump a little more until he says yes. That's the kind of job. It just like A&M, if they want to be great at basketball, they can be. If they want to be Auburn, if they want to be Florida, if they want to be Alabama, they have the wherewithal and the means to do it. I think it's curious. To me, we saw this in the state of Alabama. Once Bruce Pearl got Auburn going, Alabama started to give a damn in basketball. And, with Texas hiring Miller, and they originally had Chris Beard, and they were kind of committed to it and built a new arena. I just wonder if that'll light a fire, especially if Sean has success, if that's going to light a fire, T.O., under A&M's ass to try to combat what Texas does. And the ultimate middle finger would be hiring Chris Beard. I mean, I don't think there's any bigger middle finger to Chris Del Conte's face if that were to happen.
Yeah, what's his buyout at Ole Miss?
I'm not sure. Probably substantial, but
that's the question. That would be a big middle finger. I almost wonder, like, if you're Richard Pitino, do you think to yourself, "Damn it, I might have jumped the gun"? Like,
no, Xavier basketball school.
If Xavier's a basketball school, I bet he's getting paid half of what A&M's willing to pay. That's kind of my comeback to that.
Do you want to go to the SEC at this point, though, over the Big East?
Yeah.
Also true. Also true.
Yeah.
Because with the way revenue share is going to be split up, Big East is going to be living, but
Yep.
the SEC still has more money in their pocket.